way that I'm recording my videos. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I'm learning something. You know, we learning, we here. But I realized that like it's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's almost with like every video, where it's just like, all right, guys, we're gonna go to Metroplex, or we're gonna go here, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. I feel like I need to figure out like days or like topics that I'm specifically gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Then again, all I do is work out, so it's not that hard. But there's definitely stuff eventually I wanna like try out, you know? Honestly, I'm liking recording again. You know what I'm saying? It's so funny how people view you. I know it's a bit of a topic change, but I think it's funny how people view you like from an outside perspective, right? And what I mean by that is like, for example, I was at work today, right? And I'm trying to be very fluid about like when people ask me, oh man, what else do you do? I'm doing content. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do vlogs. Well, I am doing vlogs, right? And they'll be like, oh man, you're like so confident, you're so this, you're so that. And I feel like it's best to be transparent. Like I told them, I was like, oh, I'm not confident whatsoever. You know what I mean? But it's funny how like everybody sees it that way. You know, like they're like, man, you over here doing what you say you was gonna do, or like, you know, like you're posting, you're doing this, and I'm like, man, that takes guts. And in all reality, it doesn't. You know, like that's one thing I should be realizing a lot, where it's just like all of this shit is bullshit. You know what I mean? And I don't mean that in a negative standpoint. I just mean it like, dang man, it really took me this long to figure it out. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still figuring it out. But it's just like, none of this is a big deal. You know what I mean? And like, one thing my mentor tells me is just that like, confidence is BS too, you know? Like, you don't just wake up, and you, like the way he phrases it, he'll like, hey man, he's like, am I gonna cut you up? Am I gonna find discipline in you? Am I gonna find confidence in you? I'm like, no. And he goes, no, he's like, those are just all labels. I'm like, what do you mean? And he goes, if you just did what you say you're gonna do, right? That just comes with it. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, I said I'm gonna become an MMA fighter, or I'm gonna become a boxer. And people are like, man, bro, that took like, I can't believe you did that. That took hard work, discipline. It's all BS. Now you could still use that word, right? Where he was just like, yeah, like, you know, you're working hard, you know, you're putting in the hours, but don't get so caught up in your head where it's just like, man, I don't have enough discipline, or I don't have this or that. Now, don't take my advice, or take whatever I'm saying with a grain of salt, because I'm still learning it. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I don't know, I've just been realizing that a lot lately. And like when my coworker was telling me that today, where it's just like, man, like really? Like you seem like outgoing? Yeah, man, I'm goofy, I'm heck of this, but like, man, once that camera pops up, or when I'm recording, bro, I'll be nervous. You know what I'm saying? I'll be scared, dog. And actually, I think it's so cool too, like realizing that, and like, so my gym, it's pretty nice. You seen the clips. I met this influencer guy, like Julian or whatever. He's like this one kid, Henny Rambo's trainer, like blew up, like biceps, like saying bro's physique is crazy. And we was chatting it up the other day, and we was talking about God, and then we was talking about other things. But the main thing that popped up in that conversation was like we was just like two guys talking. You know what I'm saying? Two humans. That's all it is, bro. Like all of this shit, like we both had agreement where this is just all fake. You know what I mean? Like this doesn't matter. Like people have their own stuff going on. You know what I mean? Like people will see you from like, cause I mean, don't get me wrong. Like we see our phones, like we're on our phones 25/8. Right? At least I am. It's a bit of a problem. But it's like, you're gonna, like, let's say you see your favorite influencer or favorite sports athlete, whatever, like, man, this guy's got it right. But in our reality, sometimes he doesn't. Like, he's just as human as you, bro. It's just going through it. But it's that status that they got. And unfortunately, that's the path that they pick, you know what I mean? And that's the route I'm trying to go, yeah. But just, I guess just having to grasp and understand them, and, like, don't take any of this with a grain of salt, you know what I'm saying? None of this is real, you know what I'm saying? And, it was cool too, like him just saying like, yeah man, I be going through stuff all the time. Like I just moved back, this and that. You know what I'm saying? He was telling me everything. And I barely know the guy. And it's cool having that conversation, you getting that perspective, which is like, man, this really isn't that big of a deal. You know? So it's just like, slowly but surely, I feel like I'm like finding my footing. Dude, it's crazy too how much ideas like one can have, right? Cause like I have ideas or like dreams, whatever it goes, like man, boxing would be dope. You know what I'm saying? Like there's just so much stuff. And I think it's also cool too, like how much people tend to have an interest in you. I feel like that does play a role of like helping you push forward. Cause like don't get me wrong, I feel like at the end of the day it is just you, you know. And I don't mean that in a negative way. It's just like no one else is gonna do it but you. So why make excuses? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think it's so dope too because it's like, dude, like the fact that I'm at this age, I'm young, bro. I'm 23. I'm about to be 24 in like 4 days, right? And I'm 7 days. And it's like, damn, the continuation of learning something. Like, I just love that. You know what I mean? And there'll be moments where I'm like, man, I wish I'm not. Like, I wish I was learning, or like, I wish I was like actually like filling my plate with something. I am, bro. Like, honestly, I'm like grateful for it. And but yeah, I think recently I was just like always in my head. I'm still in my head, you know, where it's just like, man, I'm doing this by myself. I don't have no friends. I don't have none. But see, it's funny how God plays that role. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I moved back home, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really like living in Texas. You know, because you know, born and raised. Some people are different, right? But for me, I'm like, man, this feels like secluded, or is that the right word? Or like, you know, like I just feel like I'm not expanding. You know, but that's BS too. You know, like. We're all in this together, you know, like we're all moving differently in lives, and like one way or another, whatever like spot you take, whatever chapter you're in, it's beneficial, you know, like you're gonna learn something out of it. And honestly, being back home, I really loved it because I just realized, man, I want to be around family more, and like now I'm getting that supportive system that I've been craving for a second, you know. So it's good to have that. Understanding this whole camera stuff too, it's kind of annoying. I'm like, wait, see? I think it's changing color, but I think my sister's boyfriend was telling me something where it was just like, he's like, bro, you just need to do it. Like, you're over here telling me this and that, you just gotta do it. So that's been helping me out. And I think I was watching this video, and the same thing my mentor told me, where it's just like, there's no, like, I guess I just been waiting for like this perfect time to like be talking to the camera or anything, you know, because I feel like, oh, I gotta have it like, you know, quality over quantity, you know, like I have to have this looking right, I have to look this perfect, but there's no perfect time but right now, you know? And that leads me to another thing that my mentor is telling me, where it's just like, he's like, dude, you are the right now. You're not what's in your past, you're not what's ahead of you, you are right now. You know, live it now. Like, all right. Fitness wise, hit a new low, I'm at 173.8. And dude, it's freaking, this is kind of hard, I'm not gonna lie. I've been hitting my meals. It's a real big challenge for me right now. Like, and I'm realizing too, like, the moments where I feel weak, gotta practice, you know, like not getting in my head and cracking open that Bible, you know what I'm saying? Like, or reading at least the scripture that I wrote down months ago, where I was doing Bible study by myself for months. You know, because there's a lot of stuff I can still learn from him. Just, you know, because I feel like it's a genuine test, bro. It's just like, I just want to eat. I just want to be greedy about this food, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm getting bored, this and that. There's always something different, you know? And so, it's just a practice for me right now. Dude, I just saw Mortal Kombat. Peak, bro. Peak. Way better than the first one. Honestly, didn't have no issue with the first one. It was cool. I see it with the whole Cole Young story. Alright, I get it. But this second one, bro, hilarious. And honestly, it had a good, like, balance between, like, seriousness and hilariousness. You know what I'm saying? Like Johnny Cage, bro. I didn't think that I forgot his name, but I know he plays Butcher or whatever on Boys. I haven't seen the show, which I need to watch. I was like, him? I was like, really? I was thinking The Miz, bro. If you casted The Miz, that'd be tough, bro. Come on, man. The Miz is Johnny Cage. That would have been perfect. But his was just as perfect, gang. I ain't gonna lie. He killed it. I didn't think he could kill it, but he killed it. He's a fire actor, bro. Imagine being an actor, dog. That'd be tough. I think I'm gonna end the vlog right here, man. Great session with y'all, man. I need to finish this food and head to work.